Hi, my name's A4 Beeblebrox and I'm the British Tech Guru. People have been wondering why the technology section of the channel is sadly lacking. And that is because I have been getting problems with the technology. A lot of my supplies come from China because who on earth can afford US prices? And a lot of the components I'm buying are not performing like they should. And basically what the US price is, they buy a bunch of components from China and then they sell them and they expect to get maybe 20% returns because they're rubbish. So that is why the prices are higher, because of all the returns. And of course they don't actually send the stuff back to China, they just put it in landfill. The whole international shipping from China is absolutely appalling. And I did for a while have a job in import-export. And yeah, I saw enough there to see that and if they get a shipping container full of goods from China, the cost of shipping, typically to get a 40-foot container from, say, Beijing to New York would be about $4,000. And if and very often the cost of that shipping was more than the cost of the goods inside. And for example, and even with anti-dumping duty, it's still cheaper to get the stuff in from China and just go through the rigmarole of returns and whatnot. And they never return stuff to China. They don't want it. It doesn't work. They don't want it. They don't care. You buy it cheap. And anyway, so as I was saying, the main problem is things that don't work. And it doesn't matter whether I buy them here or in China, the chance of them not working is still pretty high. And as somebody said, electronics, you get one of two options. It either doesn't work or it'll last for donkey's years. And I've been getting a bit of a mix, and with the analog digital converters, they have all been absolute and utter failures. The same as the voltage readers, they have been, or current sensors, they have been abject failures. As far as the analog digital converter on the Raspberry Pi, and the Raspberry Pis all work fine, but then I didn't buy them from China. Now the Tiny 88 I bought from China, and that turned out to be something that they just no just no IDEs or anything available to make the darn thing work. So what I've got is a pretty little device that says it's a microcontroller, but which isn't. And I did manage to get the computer to recognize the Arduino Nano even if the IDE doesn't. And at least Arduino CLI should be able to work with that. I just have to get around to working with Arduino CLI. And to be quite honest, I'm not doing much in the way of Arduino because I have to sit down and code and write the code in C++, then upload. There's a little bit more involved. With Python and the Raspberry Pi, I can just upload straight to the computer, run it on the computer, test run it on the Raspberry Pi. One thing I haven't done is to try the analog digital converter on the ESP32. I don't know why that is. I just never really thought of it. And I know the ESP32 works perfectly with Thonny. I just haven't really touched it. I've got a couple of microprocessors on the way from China, both of which claim to be Arduino compatible, but then on the other hand, so the ATtiny88 claimed to be Arduino compatible, but really wasn't. So yes, I'm running across a lot of these issues like that, which slows things down quite considerably. And if I had some, now in Britain, where I used to live in Swansea, there was a shop in the market called Tom Whitehouse. Absolutely phenomenal place. Like that guy tremendously. Like that shop tremendously. I've been going there for years till I moved here. And if I went there, I could probably get exactly what I wanted, rather than having to build stockpiles of components all shipped from China, some of which might or might not work, most of which probably won't work, but some of which might work. And it's a case of ordering in bulk and pitching the stuff that doesn't work and getting in more stuff. And of course, I'm hesitant to pitch stuff that doesn't work because I can make a mistake and it could be working stuff, and I don't want to throw working stuff away. Money's too precious for that. I mean, I work hard for my job, for my money. I work really hard, and my typical day is about 12 hours. And today, I've got a break in the middle of the day because some of my clients aren't available. So I'm pretty good today. Anyway, so the delays in shipping. Now, if I order something from China, if I order from AliExpress or eBay, it could be 2 months before it arrives. If I order from Temu, it could be 10 days, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So this is why there are all these delays in the electronics, and why things aren't proceeding fast that way. The other reason is I have plenty actual physical DIY to do around the house, and I'm rebuilding the disabled ramp again at the moment. So that's going to take some work, and I have to do that for safety because I found some rotted wood, actually termite-eaten wood, and one of the main supports was termite-eaten. So I have to replace that, which means basically rebuilding the whole thing. And since it was all mostly built from recycled lumber, I'm going to take the recycled lumber out, put fresh lumber in, and maybe it'll last another 10 years, who knows. Anyway, that's why I've got all the delays, and I'll see you again in the next video. And yes, I've got some more stuff arriving in a few days, so I should be able to try something else.